What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Generation Zero. Today I'm going to be talking about some potential ways the developers could sweeten the deal for daily play in GZ and give some opportunities for replayability in the world, because that's one of the things that I feel is a great next step for GZ as crafting is expanded upon. A reason for us to come back day to day, as well as another great reason for new players to actually pick up this game and start playing Generation Zero. So I have three ideas that I'm going to go into it today. Two of which are daily scenarios for us to engage with, and one is a more kind of out there idea, but is expanding upon a much requested feature the community has asked for. Of course, these aren't the only ways daily play can be benefited, and the devs might even have something really spicy cooking up for us in regards to this. But as usual, I'm just going to shoot my ideas kind of into the breeze here, and if there are ideas that resonate with you, maybe hit that thumbs up button, and if not, definitely hit that thumbs down button. And heck, maybe if a dev catches wind of this and enjoys what I'm thinking of here, they might even give it a shot. So the first idea I have in regards to engaging daily play are daily resistance missions. We would obtain these from a resistance warboard, and these missions would be simple. One mission per every 24 hours, and the mission would be to kill a certain amount of machines within that 24-hour time span, from 50 to 100 machines, and it would be for every machine from ticks to tanks. So we would get a lot of kind of variables going into these daily missions that would make them very repeatable and enjoyable to do. So this is kind of built off the already implemented challenge system, but instead would be a little bit more freeform, and most importantly, completely repeatable. They would add some variety to our day-to-day goals as either endgame players or people playing through the main mission chain, and would give even further purpose to bringing the fight to the machines. My thoughts on the reward for this would be simple drops of EXP, in large amounts preferably, giving us the opportunity to grind out new characters easier after we've finished all our missions, or maybe even benefit us by tying into my idea that I'll be covering in just a minute here. Now, we can of course already do this for ourselves. Say I'm playing and I want to kill hunters, I could just seek them out by my own design. But I think the way the deal could be sweetened is by having it tie into a resistance warboard of some sort, adding to the world, feeling a little bit more alive, and offering those large EXP drops, making new characters viable to complete in a more moderate amount of time, and again benefiting my further ideas I'll explain after this next idea here. So, what I'm thinking for this next one is more so related to crafting, and might be more difficult to achieve, but I think it would be super beneficial to exploration of the world, and would offer unique sandbox-style challenges for us players to engage in. Daily resource drops that are heavily guarded by machines. These would come in the form of a few randomly generated crates that the player could seek out in the world, spawning everywhere from the beginning of the farmlands to the tip of the marshlands. I wouldn't include this for the archipelago, as the player is usually just getting into the game at that point, and keeping things straightforward early on allows the player to get used to the systems in place. And I wouldn't include it for Himfjell, as not everyone owns the DLC, though everyone should totally buy it if they haven't yet, but I wouldn't want to see those players cut out from the experience. These resource drops would be guarded by a mixture of Phoenix and Apocalypse machines, and would have 1 to 3 crates per generation. Inside would be a special loot box with a loot table of only crafting materials. This would make for a fun and engaging way to gather crafting materials outside of just grinding machines and weapon attachments, and would offer sandbox approaches. Say you want to take them on stealthily from a distance, or maybe you want to lay a deadly trap for the machines to stumble into. Or you want to Rambo your way through a whole large group of opponents. The opportunity to vary things up there would be really ripe for the players to engage in, and would allow us to get prepared for even furthered crafting systems in the game as they're introduced. Now for the final idea of the day. This one ties really well into the first idea I put forth, and would be excellent to see if they were paired up for some sort of a larger update somewhere down the road. So, A metric ton of players have requested a respec option for our skills, and here's my take on how we could possibly see one that would also work into the game in a really interesting way. So, say at a resistance camp where we would obtain the daily missions I was talking about earlier, there maybe would also be an NPC we could talk to that would allow us to respec our skills. This resistance fighter would be in the business of training resistance fighters for becoming toaster destroyers, machine dominators, mech killing badasses. And in order to respec your skills, you would need to be around level 31, max level, and would be given the option to reset your level to 1, either resetting your skills or just resetting your level. And with every respec, there would be given the opportunity to go through the levels again and get back to max level, offering the opportunity to hit max level maybe 3 times per character and have a total of 90 skill points to distribute. The catch would be that every time you reset your level, the required experience to go up a level would be doubled. So max level in the first place would be 548,874 experience points. But after a second reset, the max level would require 1,097,748 experience points. And the third reset would require 2,195,496 experience points. All in all, leading to the opportunity to grind out levels for ages in this game. This would make the daily machine kill missions much more worthwhile and would work synergistically between the two editions, allowing us to keep leveling our characters for ages, keeping us on a route of progression, and offering new and fun ways to gain experience, and would then make new editions of missions either in the form of DLC or just as general updates much more valuable to us as the players. I know I'm not the only person out here that gained very little benefit from Alpine Unrest missions experience points wise. They were great story additions, but seeing as usually the necessity of character builds is one for combat and one for gathering, with the 2 extra characters really only serving the purpose of being mules to carry extra gear. Now, if a DLC were introduced, these 2 necessary characters would get a lot more to gain from playing through the DLC missions, offering the opportunity to gain a lot more experience points. And then also the opportunity to increase the amount of experience points gained from missions would be completely viable, as characters would be grinding through much larger amounts of experience that they would need to gain. Now, this does all kind of come with the crux of needing a functional resistance camp somewhere on the mainland. But that would be a great way to add more to one of the regions in the world. Personally, I feel like the southern coast would be an excellent place to set up a functional resistance camp, as that isn't too early on in the average player's playthrough. Usually it'll be the second or third region the player will visit and complete, and would be a great addition to the expansions that we've already seen on the archipelago now. So, let me know what you think of my ideas in the comments down below. Am I a full-blown mad lad for thinking of this stuff, or do you dig my ideas? I want to know your thoughts and opinions, so please share them, especially if you're against my ideas. I love having a dialogue with y'all over this sort of stuff. But for now, that's it for my ideas. If you guys have any ideas also, throw them in the comments down below. Definitely, I think that one of the best things about Generation Zero has been the way that not only the developers have expanded upon the game, but also how our requests have been met and brought to the game. And the only way things will keep going up from here is if we keep making requests and we keep throwing our ideas towards the devs and potentially providing some sort of valuable feedback to them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.